Well, we're rolling right into our next guest, and what a delightful lady! I've never had the opportunity to meet you, but I've heard nothing but good things. And that, of course, is Angela Cardas. She's the CEO and general manager of Cardas Audio, which is known not just in the United States but around the world. And you've decided you're going to stick your foot into politics. You seem like a sane lady.
I think there should be more of us involved. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I was fascinated by the forestry conversation right there. I graduated from Oregon State University, which is, of course, a huge forestry school.
Oh, Fred Messerly is standing up and saluting as you speak.
So I've always been fascinated with the topic, and I think it definitely is super important.
Well, especially to all of us and you guys down in Bandon, too.
Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons why I want to stick my foot into this. I've been on the school board. This is my 8th year on the Bandon school board. I was the school board chair.
And you look sane?
The 2020...
School board usually does most people.
2020 and 2021 took a few years off me, I think. But, I was the board chair during the dark times. And I've come out the other end, and I really came out with this feeling of Bandon has become its own little island. And I love the conversation you guys were just having about being a part of the state and national discussions and putting our hands up and saying, we all agree, we are in consensus here.
We're all in this together.
Right. All of Coos County should stand up and be united so that it's not just, those hicks down there on the South Coast, they don't know what they're talking about, or just one or two people are
leave Powers alone. We try not to beat them up too much.
Love Curry County too. But, I really think that we've done the isolationism thing, we've done the everybody for themselves thing, and I think it has proven that it's not working. So I think we need to bind together, and I've made great friends with Jessica Engelke. She has been an amazing support for me.
She's one of our favorite mayors.
Oh, she's one of my favorite human beings, and she's really done great things for just lifting people up and trying to do the rising tide raises all ships thing, and I'm really on board with that, and I'm really excited to hopefully take part in that.
Well, yeah, and that's a wonderful attitude to have in politics, because you don't see that anymore, that enthusiasm, that positivity. It's too much of a kind of a head-banging game. And
it was one of my dreams when I was a kid. I loved it. I'm a photographer. I'm a professional photographer, and one of my very favorite photos was John F. Kennedy's desk and his son under it, peeking out from underneath that desk. And I was like, man, I would have loved to take that shot. And I would love to be there, and I would love to be helping and all the things. But the negativity really had gotten to me over the last 10 years. And so I was disappointed in myself that I had lost the interest. And so really, I've been a lot of people around town. I'm a business owner in Bandon. My dad is the owner. I manage it, but he's in Mexico most of the time now. So I'm running the day-to-day along with my husband.
She sold it yesterday, Dad. If you're listening, I did a
Sorry.
great price for it. There'll be $80 for you in a special account. You'll be fine. Paid money.
Very proud. My dad and my parents are the owners, but I run my husband and I run it on a day-to-day basis, and we don't have any sales in Bandon. Zero sales in Bandon. Right. Zero sales in Coos County. Our only dealer in Oregon is in Portland. Most of our sales are national and international. However, I graduated from Bandon High School in 1994. I brought my husband back. We made a local. He's a fisherman. He's a hunter. He's all the things that make Coos County and Oregon great. And I want to be a part of that future. I want a reason for my son to move back after he graduates from Oregon State University.
Well, that's true. And Mark and I talked about that a lot, even on the show, that our greatest export is our kids.
Yes.
And if we can build that economy so that we can bring our kids and grandkids back.
Yeah. And there's a lot of kids my age, I'm 47, but there's a lot of us who have come back, who have moved away, met our spouses, graduated from college or not, worked and came back, and are now running our family's businesses, running Bandon Dunes, working at our high schools, are doing amazing things. And I want that for our kids too.
What do you see as the most important part of Bandon's future?
The collaboration aspect of it. The new docks are an amazing representation of that. I mean, the port worked so well together with both state and federal resources that they might not have agreed with. If you're going to sit down to dinner and have a conversation about values or whatever. You might not agree with these people, but we all agreed that our docks were important to our economy and that they were important to our fishing industry and our tourism industry and our kids who want to throw a crab pot off. It's like it's important to everyone. And so that's a multi-million-dollar project that took years to accomplish, and they are absolutely stunning. They are absolutely beautiful. It's an absolute gem of the South Coast right now.
Well, it is, and that did take a lot. I mean, whenever you get the federal government involved, that's quite a lift.
Huge. And, you talk to the port director, and he'll tell you he disagrees with a lot of stuff, but we came together for that, and I think that was for the betterment of everybody, regardless of what our individual beliefs are.
Well, and now I know in Bandon, as you know, affordable housing is a huge challenge because, you have service industry, you also have your teachers, you have your police force, and those folks can't afford homes there.
Our own police, chief of police does not live in Bandon. Numerous of our city employees have not been able to find housing and have moved out of town, moved to Coquille. I myself, I could not afford my own home. So our home that we bought 13 years ago, I absolutely could not afford today. Not even close.
What do you see as some of the solutions to be able to tackle that?
Quantity. And we need to stop building $750,000 McMansions that are empty 7 months out of the year. We need all levels of housing, from affordable to workforce, whatever nickname they're going to give them. We need it all. Think about what you lived in when you were 22 years old, when you were 24 years old. Where did you live? Was it a 4-bedroom, 3,500 square foot house? No, it was a maybe 2-bedroom apartment.
Careful, Mark lived in a mansion with 18 servants. I mean, he's starting to butt into his territory there a little bit.
There's always
He's sitting over there going,
I don't get what you're talking about. I don't understand.
But right now, the school district and the city are working together, and we're starting a plan for mixed-use housing. It will have apartments, it will have condos, it will have houses. It's on school district property. We're working with the city to get the plans put together. We have a contractor who's one of the contractors from Bandon Dunes who built their tiny homes out there. We've got a plan going. We just need to get the city to be 100% on board and roll forward with it, because I think it really is going to be a great example for the entire state.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you're all about consensus building, and that is one of the tougher things to do on the coast. Is we kid about that because people go, "How do you survive on the Oregon coast when you're involved in politics?" And we tell them a great sense of humor and a really good Scotch.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love having a beer at the arcade, and I love all the characters that make Bandon Mayberry. Have to come together, and you don't have
Who's
to.
Who's Barney Fife? Tell us on the air.
Who's Barney Fife? I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head, but definitely, I think there's so many great characters that make Bandon who they are, and if we agree on 47% of things, that's going to make it 47% better, and I think that's really at least worth trying.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying we don't agree on 53%, so we're not even going to talk.
Sure.
That's where we're at.
Well, and it sounds like, working with the legislature, I mean, building a good partnership there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
important.
I'm all in for any talks that anyone wants to have about Bandon. I will sit down at the table. I will sit down for coffee. I'll sit down for whiskey, and I don't even like whiskey, but I will sit down with you and have a conversation about how we can make things better.
How can people follow your campaign or get a hold of you?
My website is votecardas, CARDAS.com, and you can always email me, Angela@cardas.com, and if you Google my name, you'll find my cell phone number. I am an open book.
Oh, great. Angela, what a joy to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sticking your foot in the water.
I
It takes an
appreciate it.
awful lot to
Thank you
be
so much.
willing to get into politics and
Yes.
and keep that positive attitude.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us.
Thank
on
you so
Hooked on
much.
Oregon. This is wonderful.